guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have everything done on my face except for my eyes because I'm filming a very exciting video, at least it is to me. The Norvina Anastasia palette I am super duper excited about. I know this is not the popular opinion, but I love Anastasia eyeshadows. Subculture was a flop for me as well because of blending purposes, not because of fallout or kick up, but for blending reasons. However, I don't mind that they are very soft powdery shadows. I know a ton of people hate it. I don't. I love it. They've always blended out really nicely for me, aside from Subculture. I've mentioned several times on my channel that the Modern Renaissance is my favorite palette of all time. Here she is, beat up. She is very loved. But when I say that I love Anastasia shadows, I'm not just talking about Modern Renaissance. That is my favorite still, but I bought everything that's come out since. The Masters palette by Mario. Yes, I do have Subculture. And the Prism palette. And Soft Glam. As you can see, my Modern Renaissance has the most love out of all of them, but I love the shadows. And if you just go in with a light hand, they're not that powdery. I mean, they're very soft, which is what makes them blend out so easy. But people are like, look, I'm barely touching it. And I'm like, well, yeah, you are. Alright, so anyway, just like the rest of the Anastasia palettes, it has the velvety packaging, which I love and hate at the same time. I love it. I think it's beautiful, but it gets really dirty, but that's okay. Like, I have foundation on the back of this already, which is a little sad, but it's alright. I do like it initially, and I think it just shows how much love it's gotten throughout the years. $42 as usual. It comes with a brush as usual with a fluffy side and a flatter. I use this to pack on shimmers. The brushes that come with them are actually not that bad. Usually brushes that come with palettes are terrible, but I actually like this one. This does have a lot. I shouldn't even say a lot. I actually don't think it has as many purpley shades as I was expecting. You know, I don't know if it's just the packaging or the marketing for it, but I was almost expecting like more purple shades, but really it's just Soul, which is like a grayish purple periwinkle, Celestial, and Drama. Other than that, you still have your warm tones, some gold shades, and a light pink. This one has 7 mattes and 7 shimmers, but the mattes are almost more of a satin because they do have a tiny, some of them have tiny flecks of glitter in them, but they don't really show up on the eye. I will do a couple finger swatches for you just so you can see. I'm not going to swatch the whole thing because, as we all know, finger swatches don't always tell you how they perform on the eye. They just don't. But it's a good idea to see the colors. So I will go ahead and swatch. We'll swatch Summer. They are a soft shadow. You hardly have to touch them. That is the shade Summer, which is very pigmented, ultra reflective, very buttery. It's like a beautiful gold champagne shade, I would say. We'll swatch. Let's swatch Rose Gold. Again, hardly really touching it. And tons of product does come out. So just be careful when you're going in with your brush not to go crazy. And then we'll swatch a matte. We'll swatch Violet, which is like a cool tone brown. So all super pigmented, no issues with them not being pigmented enough, that is for sure. And I'm going to show you guys how I dip my brush into these as we go, but yes, $42, beautiful shade selection, 7 pretty matte shades and 7 shimmers, very pigmented. Yes, there is kick up in the pan if you go crazy. If you're careful, it's not that bad. If that's something that drives you nuts though, you might not like these palettes, but I find this formula very consistent with the Modern Renaissance, which is one of my favorites and a lot of people's favorites. So I'm a fan of the formula of this Norvina Anastasia palette. I feel like that was a super short intro on the palette, but I feel like I covered everything. Cost, packaging, shades, formula, a couple swatches. If there's more, it'll come to me, but I think I'm just going to jump into the tutorial and yeah, just go from there. So taking a Morphe M504, I really hope I can create the look I did yesterday. I feel like I create these looks and then I try to do it on camera and I just don't do it as well, and it's really aggravating, so hopefully this one goes well. So I'm going to take the shade Love, and this is how I go into these palettes. I go like this, and I go like this. Not. Alright. So this is a very light pink, but it is very pigmented. You don't need a lot. I've had no issues so far blending out this palette. Again, I'm going in like this. Almost like laying it there. I will say too, disclaimer, I need to stop saying first of all, but I filmed right before this a comparison video, which it's probably already up, on the Too Faced concealer and the Born This Way concealer. Too Faced and the Born This Way. The Too Faced Born This Way and the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And so I do have Shape Tape on this eyelid, and I have the Born This Way Too Faced concealer on this lid. So I'll let you know if that affects the shadows blending at all, but they are both set with powder. So I don't think it should, but I'll let you know. Okay, so now that we've blended that shade Love all up in the crease, I took it pretty high up. I'm going to then take the shade Soul, which is that really pretty periwinkle color that I think everybody's most excited about, and I'm going to put that a little lower in my crease. Now this one, look, it's not that powdery, you guys, and I'm like going in. I really love this shade. The brush I'm using right now is, well, the number's worn off of it, but it's an IT Cosmetics brush, blending crease brush number 105, I think it says, but it's their blending crease brush. These two colors layer very well together. Again, I'm keeping this pretty low in the crease so that the shade Love is still sticking out above it. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do in the crease area. Then I'm going to go in with, not that brush. I'm going to go in with another It Cosmetics brush, number 220, the small shadow brush. I really like this for packing on shimmer. I'm not going to wet my brush. I'm not going to cut out with concealer. I'm just going to go right in. I'm going to use the shade Wild Child. And this is how I'm going in. I'm not getting really any kick up. I'm going to start that on the inner portion of the lid. Then I'm going to flip the brush and use the other side, and I'm going to pack on the shade Celestial a little bit more on the outer portion of the lid. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so this is where we're at just with the eyeshadow. I did touch up the shade Love above the eye a little bit, but I have no fallout on my face. I didn't get any fallout during the entire look. I did not wet any of the shadows. I did not cut a crease with concealer. I just wanted to show that I personally think that these palettes are user-friendly. I think a lot of people act like they're very difficult to use because of the powderiness, but if you don't go crazy and like dig in and just like literally lay your brush on the color, they're fine. I don't get fallout on my face when I use them. And I think they're really easy to blend out. I don't think you have to be an expert to use the Anastasia palettes. And I really, really like the shades in this one. I really like the blendability, the pigment. The formula is very similar to the Modern Renaissance, which again is my favorite still. So I'm going to finish up with liner and lashes and wrap this little video up. Alright guys, so I am back with liner and lashes again. Okay, so I'm actually running super late, so I'm going to do this really fast. I love this palette. I love the formula. I think they blend out well. I think they're super pigmented. I'm sorry if my lashes look wonky because I'm running late. Blends out well. I don't think you have to be an expert to use it. I think sometimes people just go really ham in the pan and they are like, look at all the kick up. And I'm like, well, yeah, you just dug in there, even though they're saying they're being gentle, and they're not. So I would highly recommend the Norvina palette. I would actually highly recommend all the Anastasia palettes, with the exception of Subculture. And I think that's all I really have to say. I didn't even blend my lashes into my false lashes because I'm running late, but this is what it looks like. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, comment in the comment section if you like the palettes or if you have a hard time. I actually have a few minutes because my ride just texted me and said she'll be here in a few minutes. So I'm going to go blend in my lashes real quick so they don't look so crazy, and I'll be right back. Alright, lashes are on a little bit better, fix the wing a little bit better. So yes, I highly recommend this palette. I love it. I love all the Anastasia palettes, except Subculture. I know, I'm sorry, but I just have to be thorough. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I think I was saying this already. And let me know what you think of the palettes. Do you hate them? Do you think they're too powdery? Do you think they're easy to use like I think they are? What do you think about them? And yeah, that's really it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget. You can click my face in the little bubble because I always put it in the little circle at the end. You can click on it, subscribe, or you can subscribe like you do on everybody else's channel, and in the description drop-down box, you can subscribe there. I will see you guys in my next video. Sorry the end of this was really rushed. And just one final look.